What is going on, guys? This is Chaotic Videos. Today we're doing another Warframe guide video, and for this guide we're actually going to be looking at the index. What's the index? Well, simple. The index is the gambling of gambling in Warframe. It's pretty much the only way you can gamble anything in Warframe, and it's extremely useful. First off, the index is actually located on the planet Neptune. Go ahead to that planet, look for it. It's easy to find. It's right there in the middle. Make your way to it, unlock all the missions you have to get to it. And here's where it gets interesting. You have three options. You have low risk, medium risk, and high risk. The low risk gives you costs 45,000 credits, gives you a 75,000 credit profit, and you have to deposit 25 index points to win. The medium risk costs 60,000 credits, gives you 135,000 credit profit, and you need to deposit 50 points to win. And you also get a stack of debuff financial stress throughout the match. The high risk has a 75,000 credit cost, gives you a 200,000 credit profit. You need to deposit 100. Let me repeat this again. 100 index points to win. I'll explain that later. It's not going to be easy. And you'll have 2 stacks of debuff financial stress throughout the map. The enemy's starting level are 30. I said starting level. Now, those things are going to be scaling quite a bit. Around, I believe, 60 plus points. I believe I've seen them at level 160. This isn't your typical, good old, one shot this, one shot that. At the beginning, maybe. Later on, oh no. Hell no. Now, the game has a time limit, guys. Please, for God's sakes, pay attention to this goddamn clock. Every time you score a point, the timer goes up by 10 seconds. The enemy scores, it goes down by 10 seconds. Now, if you don't get the index points that you're required to for that set risk, by the time the timer reaches 0, tongue-tied, you lose. If the enemy gets more points than you by the time the timer reaches 0, you lose. Simple. Nothing too complex. Completing 5 matches of the low risk index will give you an index badge and access to index stage 2 or medium risk. 10 completed matches of medium risk will get you an Exilus adapter and access to the index endurance. And scoring a 100 total score in endurance will get you the index sigil, which looks pretty alright, Nothing too crazy there, but yeah. Other possible rewards though are the index mods. I'll go ahead and link. I'll just put a link in the description below, and you can go ahead and check out all the index mods. Here's some tips, guys. Credit boosters, yep, they work. Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and double everything you got. Now look out for this. If you ever see a 2 times credit weekend, you better go ahead and buy a booster, because that thing will stack on top of that, and whatever you get in the index, you're gonna go ahead and quadruple that bad boy. Yeah. So pretty much just go ahead and look at high risk and be like, oh, hey, I'm about to get like a million easy. Now, financial stress, God, I can't talk today, is pretty much holding multiple points can give you bonus points. Let's say for an example, you get 5 points, you get that plus 2. So you get 7 points for banking all 5 all at once. However, the more points you got, the less health you're going to have, the less shield you're going to have, and the more energy drain that's going to be applied to you. Now, there are 2 different types of maps on the index. They're actually both available on Conclave. They're actually small and very simple, nothing too complex. One of the maps has auto turrets. That's pretty much going to be attacking you from time to time. And the other map you can fall off to your bloody death. Yeah, so just watch out for those. Each map has 3 energy orb location, 3 health, 3 energy orb location, and also multiple ammo stack locations. So just go ahead and first, if it's your first time, just go ahead and look around. Just make sure you remember those locations. They're going to be marked on the minimap, I believe. Maybe not. Gear and companions not usable in the index, guys. Sorry. Well, that's going to be for the basic information. Next, I'm actually going to be showing you how to actually play the index. Alright guys, now this section is going to be pretty much showing you how to actually play the index. First off, when you get in a match, you're going to be faced on a 4v4. And the enemy will actually bring in an extra player every so often. I've actually fought 8 all at once. Not sure how high you can go, but I'm just saying, just be careful because there's going to be more and more enemies. Now, when you actually kill one of the brokers, or enemies, they will drop an index point. It's this nice little green coin on the ground. It's your job to pick it up for the other team. It does not matter how much index points you got though, if you don't bank them, they don't mean anything. In order to bank them, just go ahead and go to the enemy goal. It'll be shown as a marker on your screen, and it'll go ahead and bank it for you. If you die before you bank the points though, ding ding ding, all those points, it's going for a free-for-all. Any team can pick it up and go bank it for themselves. You can do index in either a solo or a group. Solo, you're actually going to be teamed up with 3 other NPCs or specters to assist you in capturing points and killing the brokers. Co-op, you make your own team or you get put in a random team. When you're playing though, be very careful of traps. The map and the enemies place random traps throughout the map. First one would be the staff on the ground. That's going to go ahead and link you with the lightning chain, and it's going to slow your movements drastically. Just go ahead and bullet jump out of it. Circular disc on the ground. Enemies can actually teleport to it and turn invisible in the area. I've actually seen that happen. Not sure about the invisible part. Maybe that's just his ability, but just be careful those. You can actually destroy them by shooting them. Transparent box on the ground. It's going to be a nice little Rubik's Cube, blue looking transparent box. That thing's going to open up a wormhole, and it's going to drag you into the center of it, along with the enemies. You can bullet jump out of it. They can't. So go ahead and spam the living hell out of them with your weapon. And turrets. They'll start randomly attacking you, not the other enemies. And yeah, you can't kill it. Just get the hell away from it or hide until it stops. It'll stop eventually. Now, guys, when you're actually fighting, there's actually going to be 15 different enemies that could show up when you're fighting, or that could be your opponents. I'm going to give you my opinion on the worst 3 you could possibly get teamed up with, and I hate them. Oh my god, I just hate them. The Auditor. This thing's going to be a nice little upgraded version of Wally with rocket launchers and laser beams and a shit ton of health. Its weak side is its back. It's going to be a nice little orange shield. He also activates shields or lasers, laser grids, laser grids on the door frames that he is on, so you can't actually get behind his back. Then he's going to go ahead and go in turret mode, lock on you, and pretty much spam the living hell out of you with all his rockets. So be very careful. Next is the Azoth. This thing is going to look like pretty much like a cheetah, I want to say, on all 4s. And this one is actually one of my least favorite because it does massive damage. One of his most hated abilities that I hate is he jumps in the air, does a 360, spams his machine gun or whatever, and it can one-shot quite a lot of you. The worst thing is if you actually kill him while he's trying to do this, the animation still goes off even after you kill him. I just absolutely hate that. Now the third and final one is going to be the Raptor RX, or I like to call him the Flying Ex-Wife. Yes, the reason I call this the Flying Ex-Wife is for big reasons. It's big, it's mean, and it'll piss you off with its volley of rockets and poison gas it shoots out of its rear end. Just like your ex-wife. Now, the other ones are not so difficult, so just look out for those 3. I've actually had where I've actually fought all 3 at once, right at the beginning, so be very careful. Now, the actual hardest part about the index is not actually gathering the points. It's actually to lower the timer once you've actually gathered all of your points. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to finish one match if you have a good team. And it takes about another 5 minutes to actually finish the match because you have to wait for the enemy's timer to go down. Well, if you don't want to wait those 5 minutes, there's 2 options. One, you can go ahead and go AFK. Many people do that. I don't recommend it. And you can just let them kill you and let them bank it. If you're in solo though, this will be very hard as the enemy or your specters, your teammates, will not stop fighting and banking. Option 2, which I recommend, I call feeding or feeding the brokers. You can do this method in co-op. It's much easier than solo. All you do is keep killing the enemies, gather a bunch of points, and then die in your goal, or in front of the enemy, so they can automatically just go pick it up and bank it, because they also get the buff and debuff for financial stress. So they can get those extra +2s, +4s, +5s if you get a whole bunch of points. You can automatically eliminate like 3 minutes right there. But yeah, guys, that's going to be pretty much for how to play. My next section will be loadouts and tips and tricks and etc. So yeah, let's get right to that. Alright guys, this section will be my personal opinion, and pretty much it might be different than yours. Please don't judge, you know, obviously you have your opinions, I have my opinions, but it's just what I like to use for index. First off, my top 3 favorite solo index frames. Rhino, Ash, and Valkyra. I'll actually explain later why. My top 3 team index frames. Rhino, which I'll be explaining later. Don't worry, he's pretty much a top tier for index. Slow Nova, because she can actually slow the entire map non-stop, making it much easier for her team to kill the enemies and dodge their attacks. And Octavia. Octavia can actually use her Anthem to boost and buff their teammates, also make them invisible and etc. The top 3 index mods are going to be Enemy Sense, because you definitely need enemy radar. That enemy radar is going to make your life so much easier when you know, boom, the enemy's right there, or boom, I'm about to get ganged up by like 5 of them, let's dip, and you know, stuff like that. The Shield Disruption aura is going to be number 2, because we're fighting the Corpus. They're mainly shields. They also have armor, but mainly shields, be careful. And number 3, Corrosive Projection, because even though they do have a lot of shields, they have a crap ton of armor later on. Now let's actually explain my builds, guys. Right here I'm going to be showing you is my main index build, which I use for Rhino or Rhino Prime. Either one works. You might have to form it a bit differently though. If you go ahead and check out Rhino Prime, we're going to go to upgrades. I'm actually using the Shotgun Amp Aura, which I'll explain. The issue with Rhino is he's really good at, you know, taking hits, you know, surviving, but his damage output isn't crazy high, or at least this weapon's output isn't crazy high at level 150 enemies. Yeah. Enemy Sense, like I said, need that enemy radar. Armored Agility, because you're going to need that extra armor bonus, I'll show you why. And you also get the sprint speed. Steel Fiber, of course, you're going to need that extra armor, I'll show you. Ability Efficiency, just so it's a lot easier to actually use your abilities, so you don't have to worry about gathering 2 orbs, so you just mainly have to gather 1. Ability Strength, Intensify, it's a different symbol here, I forgot, polarity, yes, it's a different polarity, I actually messed up, I have a different build for this one, but you might need to change that. Energy Conversion, energy orbs grant 50% more ability strength to your next cast, so this is going to be very, very important, I'll show you why later. Transient Fortitude, ability strength minus duration. You don't need duration, you just need that strength. Recommend maxing this out, perhaps reformatting this. Blind Rage, and you need that strength. You do need efficiency, but not as much. You'll need that strength, trust me. And the best one, Iron Shrapnel. This whole build is the Iron Shrapnel build, or Iron Skin build. You're going to pretty much be using Iron Skin before you gather any points. You're going to first off start a match, go ahead, grab the energy, use your Iron Skin, and that is going to give you an insane amount of Iron Skin. Mainly because with all that ability strength, and also with using energy conversion, give you 50% more. Oh yeah, it stacks on armor, strength, and a little bit on health, so that's why you don't see a vitality in here, because it's not a crazy amount of health. Now, the weapon I'm actually using is going to be the Tigress Prime. The primary, secondary, I use for all my builds are the same. The melee really doesn't matter, but here it is. I'm using a Tigress status build. It's going to be 100% status. So we got Prime Point Blank, we got Scattering Inferno, we got Blaze, Hell's Chamber, Contagious Spread, Toxic Barrage, Frigid Blast, and Shell Shock. The main thing you really need to worry about here, guys, is make sure you get 100% status before you get the multi-shot. That's pretty much all you really want to care about. And next is going to be the Talons. The reason I have the Talons, guys, is I don't use them to kill anything. I use them to kill myself. Like I said, I need to be able to kill myself to get points for the enemy team, so I can finish the match faster. So that's why you need a self-damaging secondary. So that's why I got that. Anything else that damages you will work. Melee, it can be anything. Really, I don't even use this thing. Companions doesn't matter. Gear doesn't matter because, well, you can't use it. Now guys, on to my next build. My next build is going to be the Ash build. This is extremely good build, and it's actually pretty cheap early on because Ash is one of the cheaper frames right now. I'm not sure later on how he's going to be. But yeah, you got Ash Prime, and we got Steel Charge for that melee damage. Stealth Drift mainly because I didn't feel like reforming it just to put an enemy sense in there. I recommend you doing that though. Blind Rage for strength. Transient Fortitude for strength. Vitality for health. Rage for any damage on health is converted to energy, or 40% of it at least. Steamline for ability efficiency. Fleeting Expertise for efficiency. So as you see, this is an efficiency strength build. Duration and range doesn't matter. Prime Flow for extra energy. And this is where it really matters. Fatal Teleport. Fatal Teleport augment will perform a finisher on the target, dealing 200% extra damage. 50% of the energy cost is refunded on a kill. Really good. Now, like I said, Tigress and secondary the same. This is actually the only build that the melee does matter. I recommend getting a dagger just to increase your kill and efficiency with Ash. Stance doesn't really matter. Prime Pressure Points, Spoiled Strike. Energy Channel can be changed if you don't really want to use it. Fever Strike, Rendering Strike, Sundering Strike. This one is extremely important. Finishing Touch, plus 6% damage on finishers, so it'll go well with the Fatal Teleport. And this one, plus 100% extra damage on melee attacks or lethal damage on finishers. Yeah, this thing is going to pretty much one-shot level. I believe I've seen someone do 9,999 enemies. Pretty crazy. I'm not sure if you use this specific build, but yeah. Even though he did get nerfed before, he's still extremely good on the index. And these don't matter. And the next build, guys, is going to be the Valkyrie build. This one I call the Stay Alive build. Very simple, nothing too complex. This is one of my weaker builds. Of course, you can see if you reform it, you can add some more stuff in here. Shield Disruption, Enemy Sense, Cutting Drift, doesn't really matter. Primed Flow, Armored Agility for the extra armor and sprint speed, Steel Fiber for armor, and Vitality for health. Now these two are the most important. Quick Thinking, drains energy to stop lethal damage with 240% efficiency. And Rage, plus 40% of damage on health is converted to energy. I've actually had multiple times where the enemies are pretty much like spamming the living hell out of me, and these two mods keep like contradicting each other and pretty much letting me stay alive for a good 3 deaths. Usually if I have a minor amount of energy. If I have a crazy amount of energy, then it's just I'm pretty much safe. So you just pretty much try to avoid the enemy, but try to kill him as much as possible. Tigress Prime, Talons, Secure Elected doesn't really matter, like I said, whatever melee you like. But yeah, that's going to be all for my builds. Of course, there's many other builds, guys. You can use different ones, some pretty good ones. I've even seen like invisibility builds and other stuff. But yeah, now I'm going to give you a couple pro tips. At the beginning, if you're using Rhino, try to grab 50 points, guys, if you have a good build. Because that's when the enemies are weaker, right at the beginning. You want to like kill them as soon as possible, grab as much points as possible, and pretty much just try to bank 50 points right away. Pro tip number 2, watch the damn clock. Sadly, I've done it too. I was so busy gathering points, I didn't actually realize the timer was down. Pro tip 3, have fun. Don't grind the index. No one wants to grind a certain mission for like hours and hours and days. Unless there's a 2x weekend booster on. You know, I'm about to do that, but it gets boring. So just find a good group, have fun. It's pretty easy. Something I have not yet don't know about pretty much is I was told that you get a special item or reward for doing the index mission for 1 whole hour without leaving. Not sure if it's true, but I will test that out and let you know next week. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. Give it a like, comment if you wish, subscribe if you could. And yeah, see you next time.